What's up? I'm Wally, and I just got back. Today, we're talking about Final Destination Bloodlines. This movie was distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. I gotta be completely honest, the last time I watched a Final Destination movie, I was a lot younger. This franchise has never really interested me in any way, shape, or form. I remember watching the original and being pretty shook as a kid. Since then, there's been a few more movies in the series. These movies I completely skipped over and really had no interest in seeing them. A group of my friends bought tickets to see this movie, and after I saw the ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, I thought, what the heck, I'd join them. This movie was silly, and I mean that in a very positive manner. For anyone that's watched the series up to this point, I think you know what to expect. The deaths in this movie are increasingly more Rube Goldberg. The other people in my theater were laughing really hard at how ridiculous some of these deaths were. And that's not necessarily to say that any of it was bad. This movie was entertaining front to back. And if you kind of take away what was a mid-tier story and mid-tier characters, there's a lot to enjoy here. I do specifically want to call out Richard Harmon, who plays Eric in this movie. His performance is hilarious, and every second that he was on screen had the whole theater laughing. Obviously, a huge shout out to Tony Todd as well. Rest in peace. For the short amount of time that Tony Todd was on the screen during this movie, he had quite an impact. I'm very glad that they included him in this movie, which turned out to be one of his final roles. The opening sequence of this film was really well done, and I really liked the way that they approached it. However, moving into Act 2 and 3, it kind of fell off for me. The good news is, as much as death is a serious topic, this movie did not take itself seriously at all. I do think it was a fun time in the theater. That being said, this one you might want to just skip until it comes out on streaming. There's nothing about this movie that makes me want to recommend that everybody go watch it in theaters immediately. I gave this film a 3.5 on Letterboxd. It was fun, it was silly, but it wasn't great. Seeing this movie doesn't really make me want to go back and watch the Final Destination entries that I missed. However, that being said, Final Destination's Bloodlines is probably the best entry in the series besides the first one. So if you're a huge fan of the series, go check this out in a theater. As always, I appreciate you watching, and make sure you argue with me in the comments.